So Gaffer, the dust has settled after last Saturday. People will only see the score, but in reality it didn't tell the full story of the actual game and how well we played in parts during that game.
We did, and we had that discussion after the game, even though we was very disappointed. Of course, we understand people's frustrations, people's disappointment when we lose a game 6-0. But we have to be disappointed, grieve a little bit, get to work back on the training ground so that we can learn from it and be better because of it. And that's what we've been trying to do since then. But there was some good parts as far as our football was concerned, and now we've got to put everything together. Now we've got the 3 games at home. We've got to play that way at home and pick up 3 points along the way, and then that will obviously appease the people that are a little bit disappointed, as we are, and that's why we're working very, very hard every day. Funny enough, every day to make us better and more competitive with some of the top teams.
Do you feel though that game did show that there is a bit of a divide in quality appearing between those that can splash the money and those that are a little bit tighter with their budgets?
Yeah, you sort of try not to get involved in that sort of speech because, yes, of course, and it's an obvious question and there is an obvious answer. But you don't want to disrespect your own club, other clubs. That's the way it is. Every league has got that situation, and all I can say as a manager is that that the club have done everything it can within the rules and regulations of finance to give us a competitive squad, and it's up to us to be competitive with the finance that we've got. And sometimes you forget to say, I do say it occasionally, that the club has backed us. Our decisions is always with the board anyway. We discuss who they are, and I know George always likes to look them up as well and see what they've done, where they've been. So he's very much a hands-on CEO, and we always respect his judgment. And he obviously talks to Clark every now and again. I speak to Clark, and it's fine as far as that's concerned. Everything's works well, and I'm still very happy to be part of the football club because the gripe is nothing other than getting it right on the pitch. That's important to all of us, supporters, our staff, our players, and our directors. And at the moment, it's we're trying hard.
And with that in mind, Scott Smith was announced last Saturday as our latest loan signing, and he slotted into that midfield really well. He's obviously a player that you've been after, so how delighted and pleased were you to get him in and with his performance last Saturday?
He played well. It was a good performance by him, and it's what we knew he had. He's like for all those that are around about my age, Q, happy birthday to me, I know. He's a bit older than me actually. Alan Ball type player, that's busy, likes to make tackles, he's clever, got a little bit of nonchalance about him, and he'll get better because he'd only trained with us once or twice. Now he knows exactly the standard, he knows what he's got to do. I think he'll show even more, along with some of our other lads at Wrexham. Funny enough, was you had Dylan Crowe probably had his best game. You had Kieran Evans probably had his best game. So we know their best game will be good enough to compete, and so we brought them all in, a bit like the other lads we brought in over previous years. Didn't set the world alight early on, but became very good league players. Unfortunately, we would like to have had them for a bit longer, but that's not the case. It doesn't happen like that.
Now, as we know in this league, games come thick and fast, and 2 home games in quick succession. Starts up with Maidenhead next Tuesday, but we begin this Saturday with Scunthorpe, who are on the same points as us. Your thoughts on this weekend and Scunthorpe?
It's a big game for both teams. You know, there's always 2 teams you have to think about. We can't just say we're going to turn up and pick up the 3 points. Again, that would be disrespectful to the opposition. What we can do is look at what we think are their strengths and weaknesses, see what we can do to exploit them. They'll be doing the same about us, and it's up to either team to do more exploits than show their weaknesses. And we're at home. You know, I think it'll be a lively game, which is good. You know, we want a nice lively game, and from our point of view, you need the 3 points, and we want to do it, which we haven't done yet, is get that win in front of our fans to get them all a bit happier, because we've got 3 home games now, which are big games for us, of course they are, and out of 4, 3 home games out of 4, we got York and then another home game after that, so it's a good opportunity to turn our fortunes around.